Welcome to the Aural Apothecary podcast, authentic chat about medicines, pharmacy and healthcare in the UK.
Pharmacists Jamie, Gimmo and STC take on topical and controversial stories, but keep it edgy yet light-hearted.
Pod guests share their desert island drugs, a career anthem and joyful patient stories. Welcome to the Aural Apothecary podcast. My name is Jamie Hayes. It's our Christmas special. We're joined by guests and friends for a cracker of a show. We're not sure if it's a party or more of a gathering or just some sharing drinks, nibbles and games. We will welcome our Christmas guests in a moment. We're not sure what we've got for you listeners, but we hope you enjoy it and that it gives you a festive smile at the end of perhaps a difficult year. Look, these were some of my ideas for the show. Looking back over the year and some memories of series 1, 2 and 3. A quick round of what's in your medicines cabinet, very similar to Dr. Alex's Post Your Pill campaign. Or how about on call at Christmas time? There's no need to be afraid. We don't have a micro discussion for you, but if we did, the following papers could feature, look, both from the BMJ, the first from 2013, at a time when you could still share chocolates in the workplace, the survival time of chocolates on hospital wards, a covert observational study. And the second from the BMJ last Christmas, delivering human factors at Christmas. How does Father Christmas do it? Before anything else, let's welcome my two fellow apothecaries, who tonight, Matthew, are pretending to be team captains for the Aural Apothecary podcast Christmas special. STC is in Bournemouth and Gimmo is in Cardiff. Welcome both.
Very good hosting there, Jamie. I'm impressed.
He's Rob Brydon tonight, though. Remember that.
I'd just like to say that it's been a quiet week for me. I definitely haven't been to any Christmas parties. Anything I have to was work related and all in accordance with the regulations.
Very good. Well, I must say at work today when they said, "What are you doing tonight?" and I said, "I'm going to the AA Christmas party." They did look at me slightly strange.
Let's move on. Look, we've got our Christmas guests
lined up. Am I going to be edited out again?
STC, do you have a team name for us?
Right. I thought long and hard of this. And we are going to be known as the Blisters. Because on my team, I've got my sisters and my favourite preferred collective noun for pharmacists is a blister. So we're going to be the Blisters tonight. And I would like them to introduce each other. So we'll start with Claire.
Good evening, everybody. It's Claire Howard. I'm clinical lead for medicines optimization and really looking forward to this evening.
First ever guest on the Aural Apothecary, episode 1.2. And now Lelly.
Hello, everyone. It's Lelly Oboh. I'm a consultant pharmacist, care of older people.
Episode 2.8. And finally, Rachel.
Hello, I'm Rachel Elliot. I'm a professor of health economics at the University of Manchester. And I also masquerade as a pharmacist.
Episode 2.5.
You're going to do it all night. It's like the BNF. Okay, and Gimmo, what's your team called?
Okay, so I didn't think long and hard about this, as you're going to tell by the name, but we are the shared decision makers. So actually, it gives me great pleasure to introduce Mark.
Hi, everyone. Mark Taubert is my name. I'm a palliative care consultant here in Cardiff, and I'm a professor at Cardiff University School of Medicine as well, which doesn't mean that I'll know any of the answers tonight because my general knowledge is very poor.
Okay, so I think we'll all be in the same boat there, Mark. So Mark was on episode 1.6 just to sort of follow on from the standard set by Steve. Sam, pleasure to see you tonight.
And you. Hello, my name is Sam Quaye. I am a pharmacy technician. I'm based in London. I am part of Pharmacy Technicians of Colour, and my day job is working as a pharmacy business performance manager at Barts Health NHS Trust.
Brilliant. That was the last episode of the first series, which I think was episode 11, but we had an extra bonus one in that series, didn't we, with
John Devereux.
Yeah, John Devereux. And then last not least, is Jonathan Underhill.
Thank you, Paul. Very much least in this esteemed company. Jonathan Underhill. I'm a consultant, clinical advisor at NICE and the NICE Medicines team. Very pleased to be here. Thank you. And I was episode 2.1, I think. Is that right?
Yeah, you were the first guest of the second series.
Very good. Thank you, teams. Look, episode 11 was our nod to Spinal Tap. Not many people realize that at the time, but anyway. Okay, welcome teams. Let's move on. Show of hands, please. Who wants to get us underway and share a memorable Christmas story with the listeners? Oh, Mark's on the buzzer fast. Shared decision makers, Mark Taubert.
Yeah, well, basically, it's actually from this week, and it's been incredibly busy at work. So I've been on call at the weekend, and last week into this week, the clinical stuff huge workload. Lots of people are sick at the moment. Palliative care is very, very busy. Yeah, basically I dropped the ball a bit this week, to be honest, Jamie. I messed up. Basically, I made an error. I'm not even sure if I should say this on this program for legal reasons, but you asked for a really momentous story, basically. Yeah, I'll try and be strong, basically. But it's
nobody listens to the podcast. You're all right.
You again, Steve. I mean, can I just complain about the last time we encountered you? And Jamie had signed all the disclaimer forms and various other things, and of course, mentioning the Second World War and Hitler was totally off the menu. And immediately he comes
like a wrecking ball
with it, straight in, boom. It goes right in,
moth to a flame.
You're telling us a joyful patient story.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So basically, I just dropped the ball a bit this week. And so I was really busy, really tired, on-call weekend, then straight into work on Monday, staff off sick, basically. So you're covering and stuff. And then I had to do a talk at an ITU conference. So that was a bit stressful. And then Tuesday, full program, basically. And then Tuesday evening, I get home and I don't put the bins out, basically.
Not the fortnight before Christmas as well, Mark.
Oh, I know. Dropped a big one there. I mean,
which colour bins was it? If it's the black bins.
Yeah, black bin day.
Oh no, that's awful.
I mean, the worst is the food bin. I mean, it's totally overflowing at the moment. It really smells quite bad.
I think you might need to put a warning at the beginning of the program now, because people are going to be distressed hearing that.
Yeah, I know. What's that called again? A trigger warning. Yeah. But I mean, it does have a relevance to pharmacology because we're growing penicillin in there now. There's a new antibiotic growing in that food bin.
Very good. Very good. Okay. Who else put their hand up? Jonathan.
So, yes, I did vet this with Jamie beforehand. And I do feel there is a statute of limitations on this story that I'm about to tell. And I'd be interested to see whether other people who'd worked in hospital pharmacy departments had a similar experience to me. So this is going back a while, 1990s, working in a hospital, and we had a non-sterile manufacturing unit. And one of the things that the non-sterile manufacturing unit used to do was take large bottles of brandy and whiskey and put it into little 200ml bottles for the care of the elderly ward. When the old days, wanted a little nip to help them go to sleep at night. That was fine. We used to do that. And we always used to get the pre-reg to do that. And I was and the guy who was running the manufacturing unit always used to get us to do this on the 1st of June. And the bottles all had a 6-month expiry date on. And there was a reason for that, because the 1st of December, all of the unused bottles of brandy and whiskey used to get returned to the pharmacy department. And then somehow they used to turn up in the doctor's mess joint pharmacy party punch for Christmas. So I don't know if that still goes on. I'm clearly not condoning it these days, but I just wondered whether that was something that resonated with others and whether others who worked in hospitals could remember that as a common practice or not.
Just so you don't go down on your own.
I can see some nods around the room. People don't realise that we're actually filming this one as well as recording it.
I definitely remember that happening at my hospital in London. I won't name it. We used to brand it as an appetite stimulant.
Yeah, in the hospice as well.
For the patients, of course.
I should probably say Rachel and I actually worked in the same hospital at this time, so that kind of
The first time I set foot in a hospice, they had the trolley going round, the alcohol trolley at 4:00. And I said, what's all this? And they said, yeah, this is going round if people wanted to stimulate their appetite. That's brilliant. And then some patients didn't want theirs, so I had the portion of gin and tonic that they were supposed to have. And the rest was history. I made my career choice.
Very good.
Have I got time for one, James? Has anyone else got one?
Yes, of course you have.
So I can remember, I might have been a pre-reg, and it was possibly Christmas Eve. So it's a very Christmassy story. And of course, in pharmacies, community pharmacies, very, very, very busy time, the run up to Christmas. I miss community pharmacy, and I do miss the sort of buzz before Christmas, but it is also the busiest time of the year, at a time when lots of other jobs are calming down. So the shop is crazy bonkers. And it's so busy that they used to empty the float on 3 or 4 times throughout the day. So till would be emptied 3 or 4 times throughout the day, and they'd do a run to the post office. So the till was always emptied, and the money was put into script bags, so the same bags that we were putting medicines in. And so a bag of money went missing. And at the end of the day, we were trying to account for this money, and we suddenly realised it would have been given out to a patient as a prescription instead of their medicines. So that Christmas, someone went home with instead of their medicine, they went home with a bag of money. Now, they didn't come back, so they obviously made their choice about what was more important. Of course, we all got done. and
social prescribing, though, isn't it?
Yeah, we all got done, but I look back on it and think, well, someone out there's got a brilliant Christmas story.
Yeah, a pioneer for social prescribing. You're right, Mark.
I've never seen that on the never event list, though.
Well, I went into Christmas Day with we all did, with our ears bent that day. Yeah, it was.
I hope you filled in the datings about yourself.
Well, we got filled in by our manager.
Sorry, I just spilt my beer everywhere. That's why I left,
we noticed
the building.
Vigorous thrashing movements in the top left-hand corner.
Oh, we don't want to be edited out again.
Steady on, Mark.
Steady on.
What, another story? We've been very male-dominated in our stories so far. Claire?
I'll go a bit girly and a bit romantic. So my Christmas story is the reason that I'm here, and that in 1942, on a ward in a hospital, my grandma was the nurse, and she got a phone call. It was Christmas Eve. She was about to go, and they said, we've got a soldier who's been brought in, and actually we don't think he's going to make it. He's had a perforated ulcer. We've operated, but we don't think he'll make it through the night. Can you just look after him? And, this could be his last night, family not nearby. So grandma was an excellent nurse and did look after him really well, and then finished her shift, went off on Christmas Day and came back expecting there to be a sad story about this guy, but he'd survived. So she nursed him the next night, and then about a week later, as he was coming round and getting better, there was lots of interest from lots of the other nurses. I gather my granddad was quite attractive. Yeah, he asked my grandma out, and that was them. She was an Irish nurse nursing in England. He was a soldier, and that was them two, and that was the beginning of our family. Very romantic story.
Wow. Get Richard Curtis on that immediately. That's next year's Christmas movie sensation.
I hate to be a pooper, but that's a clear breach of professional patient relationships, and it's actually unethical.
But listening to my grandma growing up, I'm pretty sure she broke every rule. She was a district nurse in rural Cumbria, and her stories were absolutely toe curling. So I'm pretty sure the ethics stuff, it was before all of that.
You just see Julia Roberts and Hugh Grant playing the leads.
I think they were a bit younger than that. Actually, my grandma was a bit, I don't know what happened to the genes, clearly looking at me, but my grandma was a bit Diana Dawes-like, kind of buxom, blonde, fantastic. And granddad was, really, really handsome. So I think it was a sort of,
Was he from Germany, by any chance?
No, he was.
If he was handsome.
Cumbria.
Look, that's a proper story, Claire. Thank you for that. That's what we were after.
That's what the listener wants to hear.
We haven't even started, but I'm awarding you a bonus point, Claire, for that. Okay.
Yay. Thanks, Grandma.
Come on, the blisters.
Look, and do you know what? Claire gets a bonus point anyway, because as she rightly pointed out as we came on tonight, Claire was our first ever guest on the Aural Apothecary, and so she had no idea what to expect. Neither did we. And so we are eternally grateful for Claire taking the plunge and joining us for that first episode. So you're getting a bonus point anyway, Claire, for that, okay? But the story, you're off the mark.
Excellent. My work here is done. Thank you, both.
Yes. Shall we move on to round one?
Yep.
We've called this drug name round. What we're looking for is our guest's drug name. STC will now give us an example.
Okay, so I think Gimmo and I saw this on Twitter about a month ago, and we thought we were just about to launch in, and then I said, oh, hang on a minute, I think we might do this on the Christmas special. So it's just for fun. And so mine is, for example, I would say I was I had to put my teeth in. Chemistomycin, a new antibiotic that never creates antibodies. There you go. So we're just looking for each person's drug name. So should we go first, our team?
You started, so you can finish.
Okay, Claire?
So I went for clarituximab because I get straight to the point and I'm useful for a wide range of different problems.
Very good. Lelly?
I've got to take my time to say this one. I'm Lelly tiracetam.
Very good.
And because just like it is tiracetam is I'm kind of broad spectrum for all people. Also, I don't know if you know a lot about anti-epileptic drugs, the way they work. This is slightly different because it binds to some kind of protein. Also, it's only used as an adjunct anti-epileptic. It's hardly ever used on its own apart from partial onset. So like me, I never really work on my own. I'm always working with people and I'm always combining things to kind of do my thing. So yeah. That's me, Lelly tiracetam.
Very clever. We call it Keppra because we can't pronounce the actual name. Okay, and lastly, Rachel.
It's really hard to do anything with the word Rachel, so I just went off-piste a little. So I've got Lockdownapril. This is a new ACE inhibitor. It's very long-acting. When you take it, it lasts 6 months.